So welcome to another online yoga class. My name is Natalie, and today we'll do a Vinyasa yoga class with some twists, some hips and shoulder poses, so kind of an all over your body flow. If you need to make adjustments, please do. And if you need to take a rest during the class, that's also fine at any time. So come and find a comfortable position to sit. You can also sit on top of a block, for example, so your hips are nice and open. And close your eyes. And focus your attention on your breath. Notice how the breath goes in and outside the body. In through the nose and also out through the nose. Make your in and exhalations a bit longer and deeper. And let's practice this Ujjayi breath, this victorious breath that we tend to do in Vinyasa yoga. So whenever you exhale, I would like you to make a sound like ha. So inhale through the nose and exhale. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale. And again. Then now try this with your mouth closed. So in and exhaling through the nose, but trying to create that sound by tightening the back of your throat just a little bit, sucking in the air through your windpipe. You will create this hissing sound which can calm your mind and also will help you to warm up your body faster. If you still find it a bit difficult, then focus on breathing in and out through the nose. And otherwise, if you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, try to do your Ujjayi breath during the whole class. Now on your next inhalation, lift your pelvic floor and pull in your lower abdominals, your Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. And now keep them tightened, so keep the pelvic floor lifted and pull in your lower abdominals during your in and exhalations. You should tighten them gently, so for 30% out of 100, a gentle squeeze, keeping the energy in your body, protecting your lower back. And then set an intention for yourself. What would you like to focus on today? If you're sitting on a block, gently take the block out, put it to the side, and gently open the eyes and start to move your arms. On your inhalation, bring your arms up. And when you exhale, bring your arms down. So you're following your breath. Only when you start to inhale, your arms come up. And only when you start to exhale, your arms go down. So connecting your movement with the breath. Then place your right hand on your left knee. Make sure you're sitting up tall and then rotate your upper body So from the navel upwards, rotate, look over your left shoulder and breathe. On your next inhalation, come forward and alternate your left hand to your right knee. Sit up tall and gently twist your upper body. Look over your right shoulder and breathe in and out. Then place your hands behind you, and on your inhalation, lift your hips and open your chest, and exhale, gently sit down. 2 more. Inhale, lift the hips, open your chest, and exhale, sit down. Last time. Inhale, and exhale. Then bring your legs in front of you. I'll show you from the side. Now on your inhalation, you're going to point your toe and lengthen your arms and your upper body. And then when you exhale, you flex your hands and feet, tightening all the muscles in your body and especially your core. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, strength, tighten all the muscles. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1, keep smiling, waking up your abdominals. 2, and 3. Cross your ankles and come to all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers widely spread and push off from the floor. Active arms. Let's warm up the back by bringing the knee to the chest. And then your toes towards your head. Let's do this on an exhalation, pushing out your shoulders, your back up. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Then let your right toes come to the floor behind you. So your foot, your knee, your hand, all in a line. In the same line, and lift your right arm up, reach through your fingers, and feel a gentle exercise in your abdominals. Keep lengthening through your fingers, take a long deep breath here. And then bring the right foot forward. And open your body up the other way. So my right foot is forward, right hand on the inside, knee and shoulder together. You can also do it on your fingertips, so it's easier to open up your upper body. So chest towards the ceiling, reach through your fingers. 1 more long deep breath here. And come back on all fours, hands under the shoulders. Time for the left side. So bring your knee to chest. And then when you inhale, try and touch your head with your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now bring those toes behind you. Your hand, knee, foot all in the same line. Open up your upper body. Reach through your fingers, chest towards the sky. 1 deep breath here. And then bring the left foot forward. Left hand on the inside of the foot, knee and shoulder together, and open up the upper body to the other side. Chest towards the ceiling, fingertips reaching up. And your next exhalation, bring your hands down, come back on all fours. Then tuck your toes under for downward dog, hips to heels. Press your hands in the floor, push away from the floor via the base of your index finger and thumb. Stretching out the arms, reaching those sitting bones up to the sky. And your chest towards your toes. Let's bend the knees and straighten the legs for 3 times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, Exhale, keep pushing away from the floor, lengthening your arms, long spine. And then drop the heels to the left so you stretch the right side of your body. And the other side, only the heels to the right. And then heels back to center. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, press the feet down. Exhale, fold with knees bent so it's easier to fold. One more time. Inhale, long spine, press the feet down. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Now bend the knees a bit deeper, hips a little bit more backward, and then slowly roll up, pressing the feet down on the floor, tightening your legs, your bottom, your abdominals, and slowly stand up tall, nice and proud and confident. We're gonna start now with 2 sun salutations to warm up even more. Inhale, bring your arms up, reach through the fingertips, and exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, jump or step your feet back. The easy way is coming to your belly. And then inhale, doing cobra, pressing down your hips, lifting through the chest, rolling the shoulders to the heels. And then exhale, push through your hands, tighten your core, and come back into your downward dog for 5 breaths. 1. Keep pushing away from the floor, lengthening your arms and your spine. 2. 3. Nice deep ujjayi breath. 4. And 5. Look towards the hands, step or jump in between. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing the feet down, lifting them through the fingers. And exhale, bringing the arms down. We do that one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, jump or step back. A bit more advanced is bending your elbows and lifting up into upward dog. Exhale, push up through the hands and tightening your core muscles. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step in between. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your arms down. Now step your left foot behind you, big long step, and then open up the hips to the long side of your mat. So you're in a warrior B position. Your heels are in one line, the right toes are pointing to the front of the mat, the short side. The left foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. On our inhalation, we're going to bend our upper body to the side, make a long line of your left foot all the way to your left fingertips. And then when you exhale, you're going to come back up. So the legs don't move, it's just the upper body. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to stay in this position, but our left arm moves. So when you exhale, the arm goes down, the chest points towards the floor. Inhale, the chest opens to the ceiling, and your arm touches your ear again. So 3 circles. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, arm down. So notice this rotation in your upper body. Keep your legs strong. It's as if you're ripping this mat apart. Keep lifting your pelvic floor and pulling in your lower abdominals. And that's your last circle. Now bring your upper body back into warrior B and move to the other side. So right toes come in, left toes go out. Make sure your heels are still on one line and the left knee is not coming inside. It's above the ankle. Here we go. Inhale, upper body to the side. Exhale, upper body up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we stay in the pose and we move our arm. The exhalation, arm goes down. Inhale, arms up, chest rotates up, upwards. 2 more circles. Focus on your breath and follow your fingertips with your eyes. And inhale, arm comes up. And exhale, upper body back up. Now the toes are gonna point forward. You can even bring them in a little bit. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift your chest, make yourself tall through the crown of your head, and exhale, bow forward from the waist. Don't let the elbows hang here, active arms and shoulders, elbows up to the sky, shoulders roll away from the ears. Make sure your knees are not overstretched, always a tiny bend in the knee. And the weight is evenly divided over the ball of the foot and your heel, so that your hips are in line with your ankles. One more deep breath here. And then before you go up, press your feet into the floor, lift your pelvic floor and slowly come up. And then inhale, roll your shoulders. Exhale, rolling down to nice big shoulder rolls so that we can try to interlace our fingers behind our back now. If you can't reach yet, you can grab your elbows. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward. So either like this or with holding onto the elbows. Let gravity bring your arms down or away from your back. You don't have to push it. Breathe into it. Keep your spine long. You can focus on lengthening your spine on the inhalation and releasing into the pose on your exhalation. 2 more deep breaths. 1. And 2. Press the feet down, lift your pelvic floor, slowly come up. And when you're up, 2 nice big shoulder rolls to release those shoulders. Now we move into the hips. We're gonna point the knees and the toes to the side, and then you're gonna bend. So maybe your arms are like this on top of your legs. Maybe you can go further and you can use your elbows. The idea is that your knees are going away from each other. So you're opening your hips. We're gonna breathe into them. You can either sway a little bit from left to right, or you can stay not moving. 3 breaths. 1, breathe into your hips. 2, let go of any tension when you exhale. And 3. And then slowly press the feet down, lift your pelvic floor and stand up. Bring hands and feet in front of the mat. Now you're gonna step your left foot back again, but your hips keep facing forward. We're standing in a high lunge, so the left foot the left heel is up in the air and you're pushing through that heel. So you have a straight leg and you're flexing here, the front of your hip flexor. If you like, you can bring your arms up. If you can, hands together, but you could also open them so it's easier to have broad shoulders and away from the ears. Lift your pelvic floor, pull in your lower abdominals, and stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, keep that right knee above your ankle. 2, and 3. Let the left knee go down to the floor. If you want, you can let it rest on something soft like a blanket, or maybe you have a little yoga prop you can put underneath if you need to or want to. The left elbow goes to the outside of the right knee, hands together, elbows on top of each other, and push your weight from your legs so you rotate your upper body. Make sure your spine is long from your tailbone to your crown before you rotate. And if you want, you can lift the left knee off the floor again. 3 breaths. You can also keep the knee on the floor. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to make it nice and powerful for the legs today. The left foot is going to step next to the right foot now. Make sure that the toes, the ankles, knees are squeezed together and your hips are above the ankle. And keep rotating your upper body. You could even stretch out your arms if that's possible, or you leave the hands together. 2 more breaths here. 1, and 2. Press the feet down in the floor, lift your pelvic floor, and slowly stand up. We're gonna continue with the other side. Step your right foot back, nice long step. Keep that right heel up in the air, push through that heel, straightening that leg. Feel you stretch in front of your hips. Either keep your hands in front of your heart, or if you want it more intense, bring the arms up, either open or hands together. What feels good for your shoulders? 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Right knee goes down, right elbow goes to the outside of the left knee. Press the hands together, open your chest, rotate it to the ceiling. If you want to make it more intense, you could bring the knee off the floor. You can also just keep it there. Less is more. It's about the rotation here. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards the left foot. Step your right foot next to it. Your knees and ankles touching, glued together, and rotate your upper body if you like. You can open up your arms or you keep the hands together. 3 breaths. It's okay to be sweating a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. Press the feet in the floor, lift your pelvic floor, come up, and prepare to do a Vinyasa, half a sun salutation. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, slowly bend forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, jump or step into high plank and come into either cobra or upward dog, shoulders towards the heels. And exhale, downward dog for 3 breaths. This is to calm ourselves down. You could also choose to do child's pose for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna continue with dolphin. You can either stay in a downward dog on your underarms like this, a static pose. Or for dolphin, you can interlace your fingers. And from here, we're gonna bring the hips, we're gonna lower the hips, shoulders are a bit in front of the elbows, and you bring them back up. So it's a core exercise and also strengthening the shoulders. So exhale, bring the hips down, inhale, hips up. You can also stay here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale, and inhale. Now bring the knees down gently. So that was strength and flexibility in the shoulders. Now we're just gonna stretch the shoulders out in puppy pose. So keeps the hips above the knees and then reach through the fingertips. In the beginning, your forehead wants to come towards the floor. After a while, you need to lift or rotate your head because your chest is getting closer to the floor. 3 more breaths here. 1, feel the stretch in between your shoulder blades and in your whole shoulder girdle. 2, and 3. Bring the shoulder up a little bit, and then we are gonna slide our left hand underneath. So with your hand palm up in the air, slide it to the side. Rotate your head a bit if you like, on the side or on the back of your head. You can either twist your hips all the way or just keep them above the knees. It should be a stretch over the diagonal line from your left shoulder down over your back, and you can choose the sweet spot on your back. Breathing into your shoulder, 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Slowly bring the hand back and come to the other side. So my right hand goes underneath now, hand palm facing up. I rest my head on the side, can also be more on the back of your head. And breathe into the stretch over your shoulder. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently come back up. Sit down on the heels if possible and prepare for the next pose. I like to make a nice soft landing for my head for this pose. So you could fold your mat double. I'm just gonna do it double once. And then we're gonna rest our head on the crown of the head. So some people do it on the forehead, that's not good. It has to be on the top of your head. If possible, interlace your fingers behind your back, otherwise grab your elbows. And then gently come on the crown of your head. Make sure your hips are above the knees. And feel the stretch going into the upper back. And letting the arms go away from your back, but using your breath. You don't have to push it. Let it happen. Breathe for 2 more breaths, nice and deep breaths. 1. And 2. Now very, very slowly come back up and stay here for a breath. Noticing any sensations in the body. I call this the problem-solving pose because it makes my head clear. It makes me feel really good. All right, now we are going to sit and then do some hip openers and maybe a twist depending on the time. First, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and then the feet a little bit away from us so that you would have a diamond shape in your leg. I'm going to do another relaxing, cooling pose. where you just bow forward. You can bring the elbows on the outside or keep them on the inside. In the beginning, you're more here up in the air. If you have some yoga blocks, it could be nice to use them and create structure so you can rest your head on it. And the further you get in the pose, the less blocks you need. If it's so easy for you, you can bring your head to the inside of your feet, or if that's too easy, bring your head below the heels, working towards having your feet in your neck. So we do this for 3 more breaths, and your back can be round here. So totally relax, feel the stretch in your hips and perhaps in your back for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back up. And then walk your hands behind you. Now we're gonna open up the front of the body. If you can't rest your weight on your wrists, you can do the pose like this, opening the chest and shoulders like this, which is just almost the same as the whole pose. Or otherwise you make a table and you lift the hips like this. So again, it's intense chest and shoulder opener. The even more advanced pose is with your legs closed, toes pointing to the floor. So choose your option, and we stay there for 3 more breaths. 1, you can keep your chin on chest or have your head back like I do. 2, and 3. Slowly sit the hips down, straighten your legs in front of you, and see if you can bring your right foot on the outside of the left knee. Flex that left foot. As yogis, we are aware of every part of our body, and also by flexing your foot, you're making a safe stretch. If you would go forward, for example, in this pose, activating the upper leg. In this case, we're gonna twist, so the hips stay where they are. You're gonna hug your left arm around that left knee, or bring your elbow on the outside of the knee and do like a hand wave here, and then lengthen through the crown of your head and rotate your upper body, looking over the right shoulder. So the hips don't move, only from your navel upwards, and then especially in the chest area, you rotate your upper body. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, come out of the pose. We're gonna do the other side. By the way, if your foot cannot reach the outside of the knee, you can also keep it on the inside of the knee and do it like this. Flex your right foot, make yourself sit up tall, lengthen through the crown of your head, and either your arm like this or like this, and rotate your upper body. Look away off your left shoulder for 3 more breaths. 1, squeezing out your organs like a orange. 2, and 3. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, come out of the pose. Now I have a nice challenge for you. Can you sit like this? Like a yogi squat. Opening the hips, the knees, and the ankle, nice stretch for everything. If your heels are not on the floor, you could roll your mat. You could also do the other way, so it gets a thicker roll, but this is just to show you that then it's a little bit higher. You could also use something else, maybe like 2 books. You could also use your blocks, something that's stable so you don't fall, that you can put your heels on so you can sit down. So the wider the feet are, the easier it gets, and you really want to have those heels on something so you can really ground in the position. through the heels. Now you don't do it like this, you open up the hips by pushing away the knees. That's why your hands are together, so from there you can push them out. Also open the chest, shoulders low, and a nice smile in the corners of your mouth and eyes. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're gonna bring the hips up in the air. Toes are pointing forward. And then just let your upper body go from the left to the right. Releasing any tension you've left in your back or in the back of your legs. And then hang out in the middle. Crossing your arms and letting your head dangle. Shake your head yes and no. And relax your face. And let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now bend the knees, hips a little bit to the back. Slowly roll up. And let's do one more Vinyasa. Step your feet together in front of the mat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, jump or step back. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward dog for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Let's have one more of those hip openers on the front of the hip. So let's bring the right leg in the air but bend and then open up the hip. So like stacking the right knee hip on top of the left hip, knee pointing up towards the ceiling, and your upper body has to rotate a little bit so you look underneath that right elbow. Stay for 2 more breaths. 1 and 2, and then we're going to do it to the other side. I forgot to say you can also bring your feet a little bit more forward and bend your knees so you can actually have that heel on the floor, because from there you can push through that heel and your hand just like in downward dog, so you're stable. 3 more breaths here. 1, 2, keep reaching that knee up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch on the front of the left hip. And 3. Bring the foot down and then come into child pose. Knees a bit wider than the hips. Big toes touching, hips to heels. Forehead to the floor if possible, or let it dangle in the air. Or you might want to use a block to rest your forehead on. Arms by your side. And take super deep breath in and out through the nose. Focusing on expanding your rib cage on the inhalations and letting it come back to center on your exhalations. And then gently come and lie down on your back for a nice twist. And then into our final relaxation. We've done a lot of things with the body, some shoulder openers, hip openers, some twists. I like to end with a twist. I notice my bum is in the way. I'm just trying to find a way from my head. For this next pose, bring the knees to chest and then let the legs go all the way to the side. You can either bring your left hand on your hips, or you can open it up to the side. So you have another stretch here in your chest and shoulder. It's all about the lower back though. So feel the rotation in your lower back and let all the muscles on either side of your spine relax when you exhale. And then slowly bring the knees back up. Make sure your body is lying in a straight line. And then bring your legs to the left. Your right shoulder comes off the floor and then breathe into it. Your head can either look to the left or the right or up to the ceiling. Find a position which works for you, what feels good now. 3 more breaths here. 1. 2. And 3. Come lie on your back again. Then bring your nose to your knees. Make yourself round and tight and small. And then stretch out your body for Shavasana, the final relaxation pose. Your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. The knees and the toes are rolling to the sides, open to the sides. Then just lift your chest and then bring your shoulder blades a bit closer together and lie down on your full shoulder blades. Your arms are not touching your body, they're away from your body, about a 45-degree angle in your armpits, hand palms facing up. Roll your head to one side and to the other. And then back to center, chin to chest, shoulders come off the floor one more time. And then rest your head. So now your neck and shoulders are relaxed as well. Let your body relax more and more. Let it become heavier and heavier. And also let the body take over the breath. Relax your face. And then relax your mind. You would like your mind to be empty. Now that's really difficult. We tend to have 1,000 different thoughts per minute. So if we can just bring them back to one thought, that would already be good. So relaxing the mind is practicing being mindful, being present in the moment, without any judgment. So not falling asleep, being fully aware and present. And you could either choose a point on your body and keep all your attention centered on that point. Or you could become an observer and observe your breath. Notice how it's going inside and outside the body. Maybe even visualizing it. Whenever you notice your mind is wandering, which is very normal, you only have to notice it, so no judgment, and bring your attention back to what you chose to practice with. So either the point, single point, or observing your breath. I'll let you practice this for 1 more minute, and then my voice will return. While you're practicing being mindful, I would like to read a short story about mindfulness. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Our egos like to compare ourselves with others. Are we more or less attractive than that person? Wealthier or poorer? Smarter or dumber? More or less talented? More or less successful? When we mindfully work to ignore our ego's need to compare, we begin to let go of both self-doubt and hubris. We're not less than or better than. We're just who we are. Instead of thinking of life as a competition, let's think of it as a meadow carpeted with a riot of wild flowers. In being fully present to our lives, each of us blooms uniquely and gloriously. How wonderful each of us is. Think to yourself, I bloom like a single flower in a meadow full of wildflowers. How wonderful each of us is. Then gently bring your attention back to the room where you are. Become aware of your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you like to lie down a bit longer, please do. Otherwise, pretend you're waking up in your bed, stretching out your arms. And then hugging your knees to chest. And then rolling on your right side. Taking a moment there to gently wake up. Then let's come to a sit. You can use your left hand to push yourself up to a sit. Place your hands together in front of your heart. Close your eyes one more time. And think about that mindfulness practice. We're not competing with each other. We're practicing to just be. Be the nice flower we are blooming in a big field of many other flowers. And then bow forward. And come back up again. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time.